Afghanistan. They come for the thrills.
See the Apache? Yeah.
You know, you get to that midlife crisis stage. Instead of buying a sports car, I just thought I'd come to Afghanistan.
They come for the cash.
It's
mercenary work.
mercenary work. You're here for the money.
I've seen guys come under contact and just panic and shoot themselves up.
They're trained killers.
You had the command of 10,000, you're bullshitting.
I'm not bullshitting.
They're guns for hire. Business has never been so good for the modern-day gunslinger. Iraq, Afghanistan and the war on terror have stretched our regular armies to the limit. Never before have mercenaries been so highly prized. Companies like this outfit, Global Strategies Group, are making a killing. But not until now has anyone been able to shine a light into the often murky world of guns for hire.
I'm to be the crash test dummy in the anti-hostage taking drill.
We'll stick down here, actually.
There's a couple of minor adjustments that's got to be taken care of, but I'm sure at this run it's going to be all sorted out. No worries.
You feel very safe?
I feel safe except for being defended by people shouting bang.
That's okay, that's what training's for. Don't listen to this guy. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
But they would make sure I found out. This time I was crammed into the car and real bullets were flying.
Contact front! Contact front!
Pouring in, terror attacks are on the increase. The main targets are Westerners in general, and the American embassy in particular. America is short of soldiers. The embassy's walls are not guarded by US Marines, but modern mercenaries from the British security company Global Strategies Group. The business of war has enjoyed a massive boom. 3 years ago, Global had 25 employees. Today, it's around 3,500. They're at the sharp end of an industry worth £2 billion a year. I'm hoping to find out what kind of man is drawn to the world of private security companies, as they like to call themselves. We're off to the shooting range. The bad news is that we've got to travel down the Jalalabad road, the most dangerous route in Kabul. Al-Qaeda's main targets in Afghanistan, the UN, NATO and the Afghan army, all have major bases near the centre of Kabul and here in the west of the city. To get anywhere, we all have to drive along the Jalalabad road.
What are the chances of something happening?
Well, the way I see it, you should always prepare, be ready just in case something happens. Every time we go out, we always say, this could be the day.
Yeah.
If it is the day, are we ready? And that's the way we sort of stay alive here, so.
Dave Smallwood has come out from Liverpool. He's a firearms instructor for Global, who's going to train the latest recruits. But first, he has to get them safely along the Jalalabad road. The most recent suicide attack was last week. 12 people were killed.
To see if anything is a suicide bomber, because people will, that happens all the time, drive directly towards you.
Yeah.
You do get cars parked in strange places and also vehicles cutting out.
This is Kabul's front line.
You can see now where you've got the local A&A guards out, preventing anyone stopping. As you can see then, the bus tried to stop there and he was moved quickly on.
Most of these men are new recruits and have been in Afghanistan less than 48 hours. They've been drawn here by the whiff of adventure and the smell of big money.
As I say, our main concern is the individuals in the vehicle behind us. If our vehicle's hit, they've been briefed to continue on the journey, so they will not stop. We will get ourselves out of trouble.
To pick up a wage they could only have dreamed of as regular soldiers, they must pass a shooting test on a range just outside town. Some 100,000 Soviet troops were part of Moscow's failed occupation of Afghanistan in the 80s. At least 15,000 were killed. They left behind hundreds of acres of scrap and a country which went on to tear itself apart. I've made a living covering chaos and conflict for the last 15 years. Now, freelance guns for hire from all over the world are cashing in on the new world disorder.
I spent 22 years in the British Army and finished off as a senior warrant officer in an organisation called Specialist Training in Northern Ireland. I don't really tell people what I do for a living.
Are you scared they'll say you're a mercenary?
No, definitely not. I'm the senior training officer in the American Embassy.
Right.
There's a difference. Now, that's an official title. It's an official title because I do an official job. There's nothing mercenary on my job.
Yeah.
My boss is the American Embassy. AK-47, 7.62, very, very reliable rifle. OK, it's been proved in the past, certainly in the Middle East, that if you look after it, it will not let you down. 7.62, gents. So it does pack a bit of a punch.
These men have never met before. In a few days, they'll be on guard duty, each pocketing at least 250 quid a day of American taxpayers' money, tax-free. This is a multi-million-dollar contract for Global.
How long were you in Iraq for?
I was in Iraq for almost 2 years.
What do your family think of you going out to these war zones?
Well, at first, they must have thought I was a bit silly because, you know, I'm a 44-year-old granddad of 4 children. So at first I thought, you know, what you're doing, you've got grandchildren, you know, behave yourself. But it's been part of my life all my life. When I'm not in this environment, I'm a horrible and nasty person because I have to get away and do something.
There's nothing like bang-bang to break the ice.
Is there a little bit of competition going on in this corner?
It is between these two.
We just separated the men from the boys on the advance.
Where
it really counts on an advance.
I won that last round.
Yeah, he won the last round.
2 each.
What do you mean? Don't even go there.
Who won the first round? Him. Who won the second round? Me. Who won the third round? Him.
The second round also, because you were talking about off target. I only dropped these 3 down to 4. You were talking off target.
You did not get the second round.
Oh, boy.
You missed 2 completely. Hang on, that'll be a while. I've got quite a few holes in this.
These recruits are part of the muscle drain from regular armies to the private sector. There are about 6,000 mercenaries in Afghanistan and 23,000 in Iraq. Today's generals are worried they're losing their best men to the guns-for-hire security circuit. Clive Midlane is 46. He's from Zimbabwe. He's been married for 20 years, and he says every day's been a honeymoon.
What do your kids know about what you do? Do they know that you're in danger?
And we sort of to keep that away from them.
So they'll hire you back.
It's an embarrassment in a way.
An embarrassment? Why?
Because it's
Mercenary work.
mercenary work. You're here for the money. You know, you're not here for the rebuilding of Afghanistan or Iraq. Boys don't know anything about the place. It's just the money.
How long since you left the
I discharged from the military on the day the world blew up.